Welcome back to Chortle Cast. Hey everybody, welcome back to Chortle Cast.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Brody.
And we have a special guest, Steven.
I don't know what to do here. Hey guys.
You don't have a funky accent, Steven?
Was that Australian? Is that what
I don't
you
know what I was going for, sure.
It sounded a little Australian.
Oi bloke, you ready to play a little cricket?
That was so bad.
My go-to.
That was so bad.
Like that?
No, I didn't at all. Okay. Sorry. Anywho, welcome to ChortleCast. This is the official podcast of Chortle Games, where we talk about TV show, movies, anime, games, whatever the heck we want to talk about. We've got a great show for you this week. We're going to be talking about a plethora. It's a big word. Plethora of things.
What does that word mean, Jay?
It means a lot of things. Many, many things. We're going to talk about Game of Thrones. We're going to talk about Defenders. We're going to talk about what we've been playing. Probably going to talk a lot about DC and their crazy messed up movie schedule that they've got going on. We might also talk about some Splatoon, probably some Overwatch, because that's what we always talk about. And yeah, so it's going to be a good show. And we have Steven at special request of Steven, because he wants, he wants to talk about Defenders.
I was going to say, just backed by popular demand, and that demand was my own.
Actually, I think I've told you both this at this point, but I'll say it on the podcast now. My mom contacted me some time ago and was like,
the way you said
I really like...
made it sound like it's through email or something. Did she
She
email you?
she texted me. She didn't email me, but...
It was a letter, and she wrote it with the quill pen.
Yes.
You know, dip, dip, dip,
Did
dip,
she
dip.
send it by
Yeah, Jack.
by carrier pigeon?
By Raven. My mom said, she was like, I really like Steven on the podcast. I think I like him better than Brody on the podcast. And I was just like, well, okay, Mom, thanks.
He's probably more exciting than I am.
Yeah, well.
I'm very I'm low energy. It was like, but I can be.
That's why
That's
why I play so well off of you guys, because I have such energy, and you guys are just like, it's like throwing
Steven's
something at a dead. No. I have energy, and you guys don't have energy.
That's what I was saying. You think Steven's low energy?
I usually.
I would. No offense, Steven. Low energy is a good thing.
I agree.
But I would consider Steven a fairly low energy guy.
I must be
I'm on the lower end of the spectrum,
lowest energy then.
Maybe.
Yeah.
like you're the lowest on the energy. Then it's Steven. Then it's me. Then it's Miles.
Oh God.
And that's as far as we'll go. But
It's Miles 3 more times. He gets 3 spots on the energy scale just because he's so energetic.
Anyway, all right. Enough banter. Let's get into what we've been playing this week and doing this week. Brody?
This week, I haven't been playing much anything.
I haven't either.
Honestly. Instead, I've been trying to teach myself how to make chiptune music, which has been pretty cool.
Yeah.
I worked on like a little intro thing that I'm throwing together for us. And it's like almost there, but not quite there.
It needs a little something. I don't know.
But we may have something in the future that's more than bah, 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 bah.
For our intro music.
Yeah.
Our intro is
But
pretty...
it's just a short.
Our intro is pretty good, if I may say so myself.
But this one's catchy.
Yeah.
I've honestly had it stuck in my head since I've made it, honestly.
It's been cool to see like the evolution of that whole jingle come together.
Yeah.
But
And like it's been stuck in Alex Hand's head too, so I'm like, I guess I did a good job on this.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really scared that I've heard this somewhere before.
And you're plagiarizing.
Yeah.
Unintentionally.
But like I can't think of what it is. I'm pretty sure I made this up. But if we like post it like the first video
So in a
with
few
it,
months when we get sued,
I know who
to blame. I didn't know. Where's the bathroom? I didn't know. I was looking for the restroom.
And then the other thing that I've been teaching myself this week is Photoshop.
That's right. I saw you. You were tweeting a lot about Photoshop.
And,
what have you been trying to make
Just a new banner.
for the channel?
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's been it's like, so in high school, you know how you like had to make like word stuff,
Right.
and you could just make really crappy looking things in Word. That's pretty much what I've been doing with Photoshop. It looks.
Do you-
all of it looks pretty bad.
Do you even have any of our channel art pieces
No.
that I've already made?
No.
No. You could have asked. I could have sent you like at least our characters.
Yeah, I was gonna ask for the characters, but I figured I'd like start from scratch from something. I don't know how to get like fonts. I want a different font.
Go to dafont.com.
Font.
Dafont. DAFONTS.
So I'm thinking more of like a
com.
pixel
Yeah.
like font. For
Well,
us.
we could make I'm sure there's an effect or a texture we could add to it that would make it pixelated.
maybe.
It's funny that you're on the track of pixels because your intro that you've already kind of worked on.
Chiptune.
It's very like 8-bit gamey
Yeah,
sounding,
that's
which
what
is what
chiptune is.
I really like. I digress. Speaking of that, I'm wearing my new Legend of Zelda shirt that I got from Loot Crate this month.
Nice. Oh wait, was that the one with like the Adventure Time stuff too?
Yes, and I have an Adventure Time thing for you
What
at
is
my
it?
house. It's like a little figurine of who's the ice guy?
Ice King.
That guy.
Simon.
The Ice King. Simon the Ice King. Yeah. I've got a little figurine thing. He's like petting a penguin or something.
Yeah, Gunter.
Sure.
Which is Tom Kenny voices both of them. And Gunter's voice is just whack,
Wah.
whack.
Well, I've been playing a mixture of Splatoon 2, loving that Brella still. Although I switched to a roller, and I'm so much better with a roller. I've tried to tell myself I'm good with a Brella, but I'm just better with a roller. And then I've been playing Fortnite. Actually, Steven and I played Fortnite last night. Got a little bit of work done. But
Okay, so I want to hear from both of you guys. I woke up this morning and see text of survival mode.
yes, we were just talking about that, and that's not something I had put on a list or anything. But they've announced survival mode, and it looks awesome. Have you seen the trailer?
No, but that makes me way more excited to play it because I just got tired of the same missions.
It comes out on the 29th.
Okay.
I was just telling Steven earlier, but from what I can tell, I don't think you're at your shield storm base, or at least if you are, there's not a barrier. But it looks like you just say, "Hey, here's where we're gonna hold out." You start building a base. During the day, you can gather resources, but as soon as night happens, it's go time, and there's a horde coming after you.
Okay, good. Because this is kind of
that-
what were you saying?
I was just gonna say that's basically what the game was originally supposed to be
Okay.
back when they announced it in 2011.
Good. Because honestly, that's kind of just what I've wanted from the game the whole
Yeah.
time anyway.
Yeah,
Because
Yep.
I hate doing like survivor missions and stuff.
yeah. It looks really, really fun, and I like the whole like daytime you can explore, nighttime you gotta defend yourself. It's more what I kind of thought the game would be like. So I'm excited though, because I mean we'll be building. We can all branch out and explore, come back, and like Steven and I were playing last night, and it was great because we'd both branch out. We'd be gathering resources. Once we found, like I think we did like 4 or 5 Lars missions or something like that.
Something like that.
We were just trying to progress my game, and that was like the easiest thing to do to get what I had to do. Anyway, we would find Lars, and then Steven would take over from there, and he would start on construction. I would go finish out missions and gather as much resources as possible. I'd come back to Steven, and I'd start upgrading everything. And so just anything on the ground there, I just started upgrading. And it worked out really well. I mean, we ended up surviving.
We did.
The last mission we did, though, we were under-leveled for. It was hard. We, like,
I feel
struggled.
like that's the
Yeah.
only time I've had fun with the game though.
Is when it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just frustrating for me whenever it's too hard, though, because my whole thing is, I'm going to build this really pretty fort. There's a woman in a dress that's going to drop artillery skulls on top of my beautiful fort, and it's dead in 3 seconds.
Well, the worst was we had, it was just the basic brutes, like just the brute husks were just tearing through everything. I mean, literally, we had a fully upgraded brick wall that they tore down in 3 seconds. And it was just like, what? So we set up defend. Like, we made it through that first round, and then the second round, we were like, drop every defender you have. We've got to make this work.
Did y'all make it to Blankerton?
No, we're not there yet. We're hoping to continue. So the next, we're about to, the next time we film, we're going to be in a different level. And hopefully we'll do some in the survival mode too. But, anywho. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. Steven, you've been playing a lot of what was it? Division.
Which is a game that I thought I would never play again because back last year I was so hyped on that game. Like it was going to be my game. And then it kind of came out trying to be Destiny, but trying to not be Destiny. And so I played it for a few months, beat the campaign, and I was done with it. But then they updated it, and Miles had been badgering me to get back on it. And I gotta say, it's really good now. Like, they've improved the drop rate of loot. They added a bunch of new modes. It's just, there's so much to do. And so I've been playing that a lot. And without getting too much into it, I'll just stop there because I've got stories. I've seen some crap.
What's the biggest thing that's really pulled you back in? Is it just a lot of minor fixes that kind of add up to it's better? Or?
It was a lot of minor fixes in addition to the DLC they added, because, and I'll touch on this super quick, they added Underground, which was the first DLC they added, it's like a year old now, but I'm just now getting into it, which basically it's randomized dungeons. That are different every time. That's really cool. I love randomized play like that. It adds a lot of replayability. And then there's Survival, which is a mode which drops 20, I think, players in this off-map area with 1 hour to live. And during that 1 hour, you have to collect supplies, get into the dark zone, make a flare gun, and extract with this virus sample you found. And you can do that in either PvE or PvP. So if you do PvP, it basically becomes Hunger Games, but with everything else trying to kill you too, which
I was gonna say,
is pretty cool.
It sounds kind of like PUBG.
Yeah, it kind of is, but it's a lot more intentional towards the survival aspect because, and I don't know PUBG very well, but in survival, you have thirst, you have hunger. The elements are trying to kill you, so you can freeze to death, and so it's a lot of. Yeah, I didn't think it was. So it's a lot of more intentional survival rather than just the means of fighting off what's trying to kill you, but also fighting the elements of physical limits, which is something that we've really wanted in that game for a while. So that's been really fun. But I think all in all, it's just really been nice with the loot drops being better, because before you had to do the incursions, which are basically raids, to get guaranteed set gear, which is the best gear in the game.
Right.
And I just didn't have people to play that with, and it was just too difficult, and it just spiked so high up. Now, I played for 2 hours at one point, and I found 9 set pieces.
Oh, that's awesome.
So the drop rate is crazy. So now it's less a matter of will I ever find this, and more a matter of you'll find it as long as you just keep putting in the same effort. Because I've completed 2 sets that I wanted, and it only took me about 5 days.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Which but no, it's been really fun. Been playing it with Miles and my brother. Really enjoying it. It's finally the game that I wanted it to be, which is great news for me. Killing time till Destiny 2 comes out.
Well, that's awesome. Well, as far as watching things, Brody and I have been watching that Game of Thrones. I just want to say right now that I called this past episode Beyond the Wall to a T. Did I not?
If I remember last podcast, yeah.
I mean, I pretty much called exactly what happened. I hadn't seen any leaks. Just, I had a thought.
I bet you watched the episode.
I didn't.
When it leaked.
You were there with me when we first watched it on Sunday. You saw my reactions. I was freaking out. And I was just mad because I was right.
I've seen a lot of people that really hate this season.
So I saw. It's funny because this episode got a lot of really poorer reviews than the rest of the season, and I don't think it was because anything bad necessarily happened. It was just how fast everything moved.
Yeah, because it was like they were all stuck there. They were like, let's send a Raven.
Right.
And then this dude ran across half a country by himself and
sent off a Raven. Everything heavy.
Sent a Raven, and then chick came on her dragons, like
in no time.
Yeah.
I honestly think so this is episode 6. We have one more episode.
Mm-hmm.
So that was 7 episodes. If we had a full 10 episode season, I think episode 6 would have been them going out. And then for the next till episode 9, so like a whole nother episode, we'd check in on them getting to that island that they were stuck on.
Yeah.
And then episode 9 would have ended with Dany coming in, dragon dies, whatever. We still would have had that massive impact on episode 9, but it would have started 2 episodes ago. Instead of now, everything is just like plot point ends, plot point ends. And even like this Sansa Arya thing, which you and I were both just like disgusted with them fighting, and just like, or at least I was like,
it's stupid. It's like, why is this a thing? Like, Bran's literally just gonna come up and be like, y'all are fucking stupid. Stop.
I mean, that's what I expect, and I don't want that. I honestly, I hope that Arya is playing them both.
I just hope everyone dies.
Well, have you seen what George R.R. Martin came out saying recently?
That the end's gonna be like bittersweet or something?
No. Like recently, like yesterday, he came out and said that 20 of the characters that are alive currently in the show are dead in the books.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know who, I don't know what, I don't know why, but he was like, yeah, this show has gone drastically off my record. So.
Interesting.
Which,
I don't.
You know.
I know that Steven doesn't watch Game of Thrones, I don't think.
I don't. I see all the memes though.
Yeah.
So
did either of
I'm
y'all
trying to
see,
piece together a plot.
Okay, you probably can from that, honestly.
Probably could, yeah.
Did either of you guys see like what they did for like this episode?
They built a set
that it was like this huge quarry.
Yeah.
That they leveled out, completely redid it with concrete, and did something to make it look like ice.
Yes.
It's freaking insane.
Well, and then they covered it with fresh snow every day. It's crazy.
He said, I can't remember like what the measurement of it was, but there was a ton of snow. And then like they rigged like certain parts of the set to like fall when they were like hit or something.
Right.
It was
right.
Like, what the heck, dude? These people better get paid a ton of money.
Oh, they do. They do. They're making so much money off the show.
I was like, we should just do that instead.
Okay.
With your dad, man.
I don't think we're up to build anything quite like that. Not in a reasonable amount of time, at least. Maybe
we
years.
Do it faster than the construction workers around here do anything.
Well, that may be true. Brody's just bitter because he's stuck in traffic all day.
Maybe if they didn't decide to completely redo the highway that goes through our city when all the kids move back to go to college.
I don't know why they didn't do that during the summer.
It makes no... They literally didn't start doing anything until school started. And it's just like, why? That makes no sense.
There's literally...
Hey, the construction workers need a summer too, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Well, no. It's like,
no.
If
I don't get a summer, they don't get a summer.
They can take their summer when students are back. But anyway, so next episode's the finale of Game of Thrones. I'm 95% sure we're going to get Clegane Bowl.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
One of the directors... so the...
Steven's like, the hell's that?
What the heck is Clegane Bowl?
I'm glad you saw that, because that was... Yeah, that was my thought process. Go ahead.
All I know is that it's two characters fighting that everybody's been looking forward to fighting since like the beginning.
It's the Mountain and the Hound.
Yeah,
are gonna fight.
Or two brothers.
They're two brothers. One burnt the other, and one's kind of a zombie now.
Are you thinking of Rick and Morty? It's two brothers. We'll have to show you that later.
Two brothers.
Wow.
Rick and Morty this season's been pretty good too.
It's made me want to watch it, so I need to get on the whole thing.
You really do. It's such a funny series.
we know Clegane Bowl is going to happen, or at least I'm like 95% sure it's going to happen.
There we go.
The name of the episode is The Dragon and the Wolf, or something like that. And the director came out today that said the incestual relationship you've all been waiting for happens in the season finale.
And then they die.
Maybe.
I saw someone on Twitter that was like, I can't believe I'm cheering for incest this much.
I'm trying not to think about it that way, but that's what it is.
For some reason, it just really weirds me out that it's like brother and sister is still super weird, but I've like gotten used to it through Game of Thrones. But this is like...
It's not a good thing.
No, it's not a good thing.
You should be more used to it because of anime. Because
yeah, that's not a thing in anime.
Back the heck up. Sword Art Online, there is the sister who's in love with her brother. They never do anything, but that's there. And I know I've seen one or two other shows where that Lee Allison's watched that she's like, I hate this whole thing.
Disclaimer, I am not pro-incest. But it is better when it's implicit than it is when it's literally them doing it on screen.
There you go. We're fine with knowing about incest. We just don't want to see it. There's our preview for this week.
Yes.
God bless. Someone online was just like, that was dumb.
I know,
and I like that they tried to like. I haven't seen many series that have like that.
Well, but I distinctly remember asking you about it, and you were like, "Yeah, that's kind of a thing that happens in anime, because it's a cultural thing." But I don't know. Anyway, whatever. I don't know. Whatever. Let's get off of this topic. Danny and Snow are probably gonna do it, and it's gonna be great. And not, but whatever. What else do you think is going to happen?
Great. Cersei kills everyone.
Well, I would not be surprised about that at all.
Cersei kills Tyrion and Jaime.
Do you think Cersei's going to die? No. I thought this season Cersei would die.
No.
I think she will.
No. You do?
I do.
How?
Memes, man.
Oh, shit.
Of course he freezes right then. What'd you say?
I said the memes.
Oh.
They all point to Cersei dying.
Oh, okay.
She probably will be killed by memes.
I still want Jaime to kill her. or Arya.
No, Arya's not close to there.
I know. So I'm saying she's probably not going to die. But I don't know. I'd be shocked because so far they've been... I would have thought that this season would have ended the throne conflict, and next season would be the White Walkers.
And next season's the game.
No. I thought this would have ended the throne, and next would be all the White Walker battles. But now they've kind of like they put a twist on it that I never expected, which was they would all join up as enemies, united against another enemy.
I figured everybody would except for Cersei.
So do you think she's gonna die then, or do you think she's gonna go along with it?
Well, if they throw a zombie at her feet and are like, "Look, bitch, this is happening," she's like, "Okay."
I think she's ready to parlay with them anyway because she knows she's lost, and I think she thinks if she lets enough of their people die during this great war, she can come out on top.
I don't know.
No pun intended. Or sexual innuendo intended, but...
I didn't get any from that, but I'm glad you're still on that.
I'm sorry. We'll move away from...
And we're back.
And we're back!
It all leads to incest.
Oh my god.
Didn't the entire story of Game of Thrones start because of incest?
Yes.
God bless.
Technically, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys wonder why I don't watch this show.
You know, you watch the first season and you get used to it.
That's not. I don't want to be desensitized
Same thing,
to where
like everybody.
Incest.
Like when I first started watching it, I think it was like the second season had just ended, and I was like trying to get a bunch of people to watch it, but everyone was like, "But the boobs," and I was like, "It's just boobs."
It's just boobs. Oh. I don't know how I feel about this next episode. I think Cersei's probably going to make it, but
She will.
who knows? Who knows? All right, let's talk about another show. Steven, your moment is finally here.
Yes.
Defenders, what did you think?
Now I will sit here and stare.
Have you not watched it at all?
I haven't watched any of the Marvel shit on Netflix.
Oh my god.
You're kidding.
No. I tried to watch Jessica Jones, but got bored with it.
Oh no, start with Daredevil. It's the best one.
Are you offended by that?
I am so personally offended by that.
I didn't like it.
Jessica Jones is one of my favorites of the Netflix Marvel series.
I didn't like it.
Unpopular opinion, Jessica Jones was the worst part of Defenders.
Oh, you liked the Handman? What's his name? Fist? One Punch Man? What's his
Iron Fist.
Yeah. You like
He loves Iron Fist. Steven loves Iron Fist.
I love Iron Fist.
you like Fist Me Daddy more?
Hand man.
Bless, this episode has just gone off the rails with I'm so sorry to anyone viewing that is offended.
Have we been
Okay.
offensive?
I don't know. I'm not
I wouldn't say
sensitive
offensive.
to offensive things.
I wouldn't say offensive. I would say probably negligent.
And insensitive.
Incestative?
Incestuous.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, Daredevil, Defenders. Brody's an idiot because he hasn't watched any of these shows.
Okay. So it was good, but it wasn't great.
That's about what I'd say.
So it started off really strong, and I don't know if you caught this kind of stuff, but the first two episodes, about three episodes, is just the individual members of the Defenders,
Right.
getting to the point to where they converge.
Right.
And this is just a little cool detail that I noticed, but whenever it goes to the specific character it's following,
It follows their color.
Right. So like Harlem was like a shade of yellow. Yep. Jessica Jones' apartment was like blue. And I thought that was really cool how they really kind of pushed in the marketing, in the theme song, and in the first little bit, color as a means of visual storytelling.
Right.
And then in the episode when they meet at the Chinese restaurant, it's like really colorful, and all of the colors
Are there.
are in the same place, which was just really good detail on their part. The problem is that some characters did not translate well to that format, because like I said, Jessica Jones was the worst part of the show.
I don't know that
I
it's
haven't
the
seen
worst
Jessica
part.
Jones. I haven't seen Jessica Jones yet.
That
And
may
I
be your
hear-
problem.
That probably is. I hear people are very split down the middle. They either say it's not worth it, it's just gratuitous sex and a boring plot, or oh my gosh, it's so worth it, David Tennant is the best villain ever.
He is.
That's basically the two. Yeah, and I believe it. I like David Tennant. But the problem with Jessica in Defenders is that she feels like she does not belong there, and she makes us like, she even tells us, I don't want to be here. But I tell you, if I had a nickel for every time Jessica said, I don't need anybody, I don't want to be here, or did something to remind us that she's an alcoholic,
Have fun watching
I'd
her
be rich.
series.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I got. And here's the problem with that. Everyone says Jessica is a very in-depth character, but when you get her with a team and the only stuff you really seem to carry over is her sass and her alcoholism, she just becomes this one-dimensional character, and it just comes off as annoying. That's how it was with me.
Yeah.
So basically,
But I do think
she's Bender from Futurama.
Kind of, actually. Yeah, that's accurate. So I do think that they blended well together, though.
Well, it's interesting that you bring this up, because I was just thinking about it. To me, the best two episodes, or the best episodes in the whole series, were the first and the second, before everyone got together. And while I think there were some great moments where everybody wants, like Luke Cage and Danny had some great moments. I thought Jessica Jones and Daredevil had some good moments. But honestly, you're right. The first ones were really, really good because they were all still individuals. But once they came together, it's like they just didn't know what to do.
Right. And
I don't know.
I think that Jessica did suffer the most from that because Luke, I mean, he's defined by his desire to help others, just protect the innocent.
Right.
It translates well into the format of what Defenders was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
He meshed well with Danny. He even meshed well with Matt. Matt and Jessica had some good moments together, like touch me again and I'll punch you so hard you'll see. I love that line. But I don't know. The action was really good. The scene where Danny is fighting all of the hand in the boardroom was probably the best Iron Fist fight scene we've gotten so far.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say one of my favorite fights was when Danny and Daredevil fight.
Yes.
That was a really, really good fight.
It was. I'm of course nitpicky,
right?
Because if we were going by the comics, which Iron Fist is one of my favorite comic book characters,
he could have kicked butt.
He would have destroyed Daredevil. Yeah. But from a narrative standpoint, I saw what they were doing, and I thought the choreography was good because with Matt, he's definitely more of a brawler, and Iron Fist's more technical fighting came out in that fight. So the choreography, I guess I'm just really glad to see that the guy that plays Iron Fist is capable of thriving in like actual choreography, because that was the big problem with Iron Fist.
Yeah. One of the things I loved Jessica in this, but I agree with you in that she did kind of feel left out, especially in fight scenes. Because sure, she was fighting and she was doing stuff, and she has super strength, obviously. But like she was so useless because she's just like get off of me, like punch people as you go kind of person. And she's up against, like, master class ninjas. Mm-hmm. So, like, she can't even get a punch in. And, like, she says so many times, she's like, since when is everybody a ninja? Or something like that.
Yeah, she was like, good lord, am I the only one that doesn't know Kung Fu anymore?
Yeah.
Or something like that. That was a good line.
But, like, Luke Cage doesn't know Kung Fu, but he was fine.
What is Luke Crate's power?
Luke Cage.
Luke.
God bless. He has unbreakable skin. And somehow super strength. I assume that it's the fact that he just can't be broken, that he has a little bit of extra force.
Unbreakable skin?
He has unbreakable skin. He's bulletproof.
What about his organs?
Supposedly not. Those are not bulletproof.
Internally, he is vulnerable.
Yeah. Because he gets
like,
poisoned in one part, and they're like really freaking out because like he could still die.
So if you like shoved a grenade down his throat, he's done for.
Yes, Brody, that would
probably be a problem. Jeez. Okay, but wait. Hang on. I have a real question. Real question though.
Yeah.
If we did stick a grenade in Luke Cage and it blew up, would his body explode or just his internals?
His internals. It would not penetrate his skin, because it's kind of like in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 when Drax dives into the Beast and is like, I'll cut it out from the inside, and they're like, but the density's the same on the inside as it is on the outside.
Wow.
But yeah, no, he would just it'd be like a cartoon where he just puffs up for a second and then smoke comes out of his mouth, and then he'd be dead.
And probably blood and guts and some other stuff, but we'll get past all that. So let me talk to you about this. I hated the villains.
I did too. I did too.
That's like a problem with any Marvel.
Marvel has this problem, and honestly, the newest Spider-Man movie, Vulture. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the actor's name.
He was great. Michael Keaton.
Thank you, Michael Keaton. He was awesome. Arguably one of the best Marvel villains ever.
But we've seen that Marvel can do a great villain if they're given the time to do it.
Right.
But here comes Defenders, which is following 4 main characters. It's 8 episodes long as opposed to the 13 episodes of the other shows. And they're focusing more on those money shots, those big moments where the Defenders are interacting. They're not focusing on giving us a villain we can get behind.
Right.
And I think that now that we've had the big team up out of the way, later on they'll probably put more effort into the villain. Right. But it did seem like they were really hyping her up because it was Sigourney Weaver and she's a big deal. And they were like, "Oh, she just dominates every scene she's in." But
I think she did fine with what she was given.
Agreed,
but she really didn't have much to go on. All the other members of the Hand we've seen in other shows. We haven't heard about her in any of the other ones. There hasn't been any like Thanos level, hints of who's coming, or even that there's 5 members of the Hand, and there's this big nasty leader who we haven't seen yet, but you don't want to mess with her. Like, we never had any of those moments, and she's not in a single fight scene, is she?
No, she even disarms Elektra at one point.
There is an 80 to 90-year-old Chinese woman named Madame Gao who is in more fight scenes than the leader of the Hand, who's at least they're all like thousands of years old technically, but in looks she's like maybe 70 or something. So there's an old woman who's like 10 years older than her physically, who's doing more fighting than she. And God bless that actress who plays Madam. It just left me. Whatever her name is.
She got kicked across a room by Jessica Jones.
There was one
in one action scene.
In the finale, or the one before it. There was a shot of her hitting the ground, and I think they had the real actress in it. And I legitimately think she hurt herself. Because she looks like she's in real pain. And I was just like, God bless that woman. She has done so well. But I don't know. That was the weakest part for me, was the villains. And I really I can't pinpoint what they did wrong, other than Sigourney Weaver, we had no idea who this character was. She didn't really give us much. The other main villain is Elektra. And I was just not really sure what she was doing the whole time. She
was just the super soldier the whole time that just tried to kill everything, which was not.
I really enjoyed the twist at the end where she ends up turning on the Hand, but she's still like a villain. But I don't know.
Elektra does that in the comics,
right?
Though. She never seems to have a definitive line.
I thought you were going to say she just does that a lot.
Oh,
that's her thing.
In the comics, yeah.
Yeah. So we're talking spoilers, right?
Yeah, go for it.
Stick died, and they made no big deal about it.
Stick?
There was the...
Stick?
He trained Daredevil.
A stick dude?
He's a stick, yeah.
A stick. It's like the plank from Ed, Edd and Eddy, but it's just a stick.
I'm just imagining like blind Daredevil being like in front of a stick, just being like, "This is my master."
That's a great image. I wanted to say there is that moment with Matt where he like kind of has a breakdown for just a second.
Yeah.
But then he's like back to business.
But they made no reference to it after that, which was really weird because Stick's been a big deal for a while, and to show that he had connection to Kunlun the whole time is like, wow, you're just gonna off him like that.
You're just gonna be done, huh? All right.
No.
I want to show you something that I found. I don't know why I thought about this just now, but I found a really, really poor edit in one of the episodes. And I'm trying to find. I think it's the next one.
Do you watch for those a lot now?
I wasn't, but this was so glaringly obvious, at least to me, that I just have to share it. But I've got to find it first because I don't really remember where it is.
I'll take this moment to say, go see Dunkirk.
Oh, did you finally go see it?
I saw it last week.
It's good. It's really
so good.
I'm so glad I saw it.
I went to see that movie, and I was just kind of like, Christopher Nolan, I'm excited, but I'm kind of indifferent. I almost cried like 3 times.
Yeah, me too. But the thing that's so great about it is there's like hardly any dialogue.
Right, and you never see an enemy soldier except for the very, very end.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just, you're on the edge of your seat the whole movie, and you can't even see the enemy soldiers. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
It's such a good movie.
Are there
I walked
aliens?
away from that movie.
Are there aliens?
No.
No.
People have been telling me that
there's nothing supernatural about it.
The big twist is there's like aliens that were on that landed in Dunkirk or something like that.
There's no twist.
Darn. That was the only reason I wanted to watch it. I was like, oh, there's aliens? That sounds awesome.
You should see it anyway. It's awesome.
So one of the things I love about the movie is its use of time as a plot point.
Yeah, and the clicking in the background the whole movie.
And the clicking in the soundtrack, yes. It's because, Jake, you haven't seen it yet, right?
Y'all keep talking.
He's talking to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Okay. You have not seen Dunkirk yet,
No.
right? Okay. No spoilers then, but this is like what they start with the movie. Mm-hmm. So it's 3 different stories happening, like converging at the same point. The first story is the story of the mole, so the actual beaches of Dunkirk. And it's the 3 guys trying to get off the beach, and it takes place a week before the movie ends.
Yeah.
And then there's the civilian vessel, which it happens a day before the movie ends. And then there's Tom Hardy and his Spitfire squad, which takes place an hour before the movie ends. And the entire movie, there's a ticking clock in the background of the soundtrack because it's both like heightening your sense of stress, but it's also reminding you that there is a definitive timeline happening here, and the stories intersect in some ways until they finally converge at the same point.
And it was so cool, like seeing everything come together. It was like,
so cool.
I love Christopher Nolan. His
I walked
movies are
away
great.
from that movie. Like it was a masterpiece. Like that's the only thing I think was that it was just.
I'd say probably
up
like
there.
one of the top movies that are going to be out this year.
Yeah. Not so many people agree with that though. I've heard people be very critical of it, but they probably expected something akin to Saving Private Ryan.
I was thinking
it
that
is
a lot
not.
of people probably went into it thinking what Jake was thinking, and thinking like, oh, there's probably
Yep.
some supernatural twist to this.
That's what I was hoping
Yep.
for with Nolan.
No.
But oh well. Okay, I found this part, and I now realize that it's probably going to be difficult to convey it to you, Steven. So
Okay.
I'm going to show this a couple times, and hopefully it will come across. So, Brody, I want you to watch first, and I'm going to play, and I want to see if you even notice the problem.
Sideways. How long do we have? Hard to say.
Watch Jessica.
I need to figure out what he's the key to.
Their headquarters is middle.
Did you catch it?
Was it the weird thing that happened with her hand?
No, just watch her face.
Hard to say. Maybe an hour.
I need to figure out what he's the key to.
Their headquarters is Midland Circle.
I didn't see
we
that.
knew that.
Okay.
I don't have the editor trained
Steven,
eyes.
can you somewhat see what
How long do we have?
Can you kind of see? Oh wait.
I can't. I'm looking at myself right now.
Oh god. All right, give me a second.
Okay.
All right, can you kind of see?
Oh, good lord. Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't know if he's going to be able to see this.
Hard to say.
Watch Jessica.
Maybe an hour.
I need to figure out what he's the key to.
Their headquarters is Midland Circle. Yeah, we knew that.
Did you see it?
She wasn't.
What do we have?
She wasn't making eye contact with anything.
No.
She was just kind
Was
of
it
looking off.
the
I'm going to
lip sync?
show the camera. Yes. Yes.
The lip sync?
Yes. She's not actually speaking.
Stricter than I. Harder than
So here, I'll show it to the camera.
I couldn't see her lips very well. I just saw where her head was.
Yeah.
It looked like she was looking. at nothing.
I figured it would be harder to show you. Give me a second. Let me get back to it. I'm going to show the camera so we have a reference.
It's stricter than I.
It's probably again blah blah blah. I skipped too far back now.
This is a fun podcast today.
Hey, I'm sorry. Look, this was just okay. Here, camera, watch Jessica.
You can't see.
Oh, fine.
Just grab the clip.
Give me a second. I can't grab the clip. I'm just gonna show it.
Why can you not grab the clip?
Watch Jessica.
Figure out what he's the key to.
She's not talking there. That's what's happening.
Maddie,
Okay.
go back to that place.
Go back.
Okay. We believe you.
It happened. Just watch it. It's episode 6.
Things that make
Defenders.
editors mad.
I was just like, I heard it, and I went, wait a second, back up. But
You
anyway.
heard it?
Okay.
You heard that there was no lip sync?
Is there anything else you? Yeah, because you don't. I can tell the difference in the sound of what she's saying. The last 3 words she says are different than the other words. Which I don't know how they missed that, because it's like in the middle of a sentence. Like, how did she not say that line? And there wasn't another take they could do? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway.
One take.
I would love to watch The Room, the Tommy Wiseau movie with Jake, because he would go nuts
Oh.
with all of the lip sync in that movie.
You and Miles and everyone else needs to come up here so we can watch that.
Yeah.
We will at some point. Okay.
You'll come up here. to
Steven,
watch
is
that.
there anything else you want to talk about Defenders? Or are you ready to move on?
I think I touched on pretty much all of it. It sets up for the shows to continue, which I mean we knew it would, but that's about it.
I'm
Hoping
I'll just say it was good. But it's nowhere near the best of all the shows that they've done, and that's a little disappointing to me.
The episodes were individually strong, but as a series, it did not feel like it lived up to the hype.
Exactly. Okay, real quick, let's talk about the mess that is DC's extended cinematic universe, or whatever the heck it's called.
I've been waiting for this. Okay. So I'm just gonna go out the gate with Joker, Harley Quinn. Can I do that? Can I do
Sure.
that?
We can
Okay,
jump from any
so
of these because all of them are blowing my mind.
So I read yesterday. You probably heard this, but the makers of Crazy Stupid Love are the ones making the Joker Harley Quinn movie.
What?
Have you heard about
And
this?
so it's
the
gonna-
Joker Harley Quinn movie? Go ahead, Steven. Just go.
Is this Jared Leto still?
Like,
Yeah, it's
Yes.
Jared Leto, Margot Robbie,
Margot.
and it's set before Gotham Sirens, which is a Harley Quinn, and who knows? There's been talks that Josh Whedon's going to do a Batgirl movie. I don't know if she's going to be in that or not, but anywho, it's before that. It's after Suicide Squad 1, but it's before Suicide Squad 2.
I can't believe
they
got a
must
second
have
movie.
I can't
some
either.
really good cocaine over at DC. That's all I'm saying.
Marvel drove them to drug use.
It like people have been saying, "Oh, Justice League looks good." Like, hey, there may be hope for the DCEU, and then suddenly they ruin it all in one day because we've got this rom-com of a movie that Joker Harley Quinn is going to be, which is like no one asked for this.
Let me just say, and Lee Allison and I talk about all the time. So I haven't told her this yet. So if she's watching or if she made it this far, she'll freak out. But the Joker Harley Quinn relationship is not a good thing. Like they are not. Like there's so many posts that I see all the time that are
sweet.
Oh, relationship goals, like Joker and Harley Quinn love each other, and it's like, no, they don't. they.
It is the single most awful abusive relationship, like ever.
Thank you.
The Joker only keeps her around because she amuses him.
Right.
And if she stopped amusing him, he'd put a bullet in her head himself. That's just the Joker. But no, let's make a rom-com about that.
Well, and
them
then
like getting close to the breaking point every day.
But hey,
she like walks in, she's like, "Sorry, Mr. J, I burnt your waffles," and he's just like, "This might be the day I just shoot this bitch in the head."
Okay, despite all of that, so that's stupid enough. But then you add on, they're making a Joker origin movie that will not be related to the current cinematic universe. And it's not going to, so obviously it's not going to star Jared Leto, but it's going to be the origin story of the Joker.
Why are they so,
the thing about the
like,
Joker-
DC just loves to, like, jerk themselves off about the Joker.
And they love cocaine, I'm telling you.
It's like, ever since Heath Ledger knocked it out of the park with Joker, they're like, we have to redo Joker.
Look,
Come on, Joker.
I will be the first to say that Joker is probably one of the best villains, period. Like, in comic books, in movies, he's one of the best villains in fiction and whatnot. But they are part of the appeal, and I'm sure this is what you're getting at, Steven, is part of the appeal is there is no origin story. He's just chaos and madness. So I'm not happy.
Is there even like an official origin of the Joker?
There is.
There's a few.
Someone wrote one, and it's the whole
Is it canon?
What would you say, Steven?
I would say that there have been a few, but it's mostly written off as myth.
Right.
The most canonical one is probably the Red Hood one.
Right. Where he's pushed into a vat of acid, and it mutates him and changes his psychology.
But nothing is per se canonical.
Right.
It's all just kind of like, that's kind of accepted as a general idea of
Mm-hmm.
what created him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, up until the point that if this is the most canon path, that he was pushed into the vat,
I mean, that's-
we don't know anything from before that.
That's probably what they're going to go with. I hope what they end up doing with this, I wish they weren't doing it at all, but if they're going to do it, I hope they start with, like, young Joker, and, like, he's already the Joker, and we just have him, like, becoming the clown prince of crime or whatever, taking over as a true villain, and not like what Batman, what Batman, Tim Burton's Batman did, where it was like, he's a common street thug who got pushed into the acid and now he's crazy. But I don't know.
You can't have Joker as a leading man. It does not work narratively.
No.
Martin Scorsese is producing it.
Right. He's a great director. Or he's awesome.
He is.
Wait, which one?
Martin Scorsese, is that how you say his
No,
name?
which Joker?
Yeah.
The origin one.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, it's got great backing, but I just don't want it to exist, to be honest. But and is Batman going to be in it?
Probably
I
not.
haven't seen anything, but I don't know how you do. It's the same thing we've
But
talked
if-
about Venom, Steven, before.
Yeah,
How do you
yeah.
do a Venom movie without Spider-Man? Because Venom doesn't exist without Spider-Man.
And if they do bring Batman into this Martin Scorsese Joker movie, it's probably not going to be Ben Affleck Batman. It's probably going to be some random Batman. And so
Why?
it's just going to feel like a huge mess.
To continue on this crazy cocaine line that we're on, now director Matt Reeves, who's directing the Batman movie.
The Batman, yeah.
Steven, it's so confusing. Please just tell me what he's actually. He came out and said that it is part of the DCU, right?
So he started, like we were saying, probably right after he finished a good line of cocaine, he was like, okay, so the Batman movie I'm making is just a Batman movie. It's not connected with the rest of the DCEU. It's just a Batman movie. And then he corrected himself, I think today, and he was like, oh, clearly by that I meant it's going to be a Batman movie without a bunch of Easter eggs and stuff. So it's still going to be in the universe, but it's a Batman movie. And it's like, why say that?
What does that mean?
What good are you
Why?
doing? Yeah, I assume that what he means by that is that he was trying to put down the whole, Marvel sets up a lot of movies in their
Right.
movies. And I guess what he was saying there is that the Batman is going to be an isolated story that takes place in a greater universe, but without any callbacks.
That's
or
fine.
any
That's
foreshadowing.
fine.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman did
Yeah.
that. If you snip off the beginning of Wonder Woman and maybe the end of Wonder Woman, it's a completely standalone movie. Could operate totally on its own and be fine. That's all this needs to be. Why are you going crazy spreading rumors, Matt? Jesus. I don't know what DC is on cocaine. That's the gist
Yeah.
of this.
I didn't like the end
Some
of
good
Wonder Woman.
cocaine.
Why? Like the
I
final
guess-
fight scene or
Yeah.
the actual ending? I'm always confused what she's doing in the actual like very last scene. Cause like she sees something like an alert and she goes up to the roof and jumps off, but like what is she going?
And then it's like,
there's literally nothing. There's not an explosion. There's no smoke.
Sorry.
That was so loud.
I don't know. Anyway, I digress. DC's on something.
Sorry.
That was basically them doing the whole, stereotypical Superman ending a movie with him being like flying off, ripping off the shirt.
Right.
I don't think that was them saying like, this is Wonder Woman is headed to the next thing we're going to see her doing in the movie.
Oh, no.
I think it was just them saying, yeah, it's Wonder Woman being Wonder
She's just
Woman.
doing something. But, all right, well, enough about DC and cocaine. This will probably be a short topic, but you guys have seen, this came out today. And again, we film on Thursdays and it airs every Friday. But Final Fantasy 15 is apparently doing an Assassin's Creed crossover.
There's 2 Final Fantasy 15 things that are like super weird. One our friends over at Two Bards did a video on today.
It's
The Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition.
yes. Now, is that going to Switch?
Tucker said in the video he heard it was.
I'm pretty sure that's what it's for. Is it's going to Switch, so you could play Final Fantasy 15 just like dumbed down to
Like
Switch
big,
level.
big dumbed
big
down.
time dumbed down. Like think of anime. Think of an anime that's like really cool. Then think of a chibi character of that same anime character. That's what this is. Would you disagree?
No, that's exactly what it was.
Which I'm vaguely interested in
If they-
because
if they
I'll
ask,
play
like,
anything they
$10
put on a
for it,
Switch.
Sure.
It's gonna be at least 40.
No, that's stupid.
It's gonna whatever. Anyway, well, and also apparently they're doing an Assassin's Creed crossover.
So weird and out of nowhere.
So bizarre.
Why? There's no like.
Who asked for this?
Here's what happened. Square Enix got a hold of some of DC's cocaine, and they were like, "Hey, Assassin's Creed, let's do it."
Do we know if
And,
this is a temporary thing or is this going to be like DLC? You
It's
download
DLC.
and it's going to be there.
It's DLC.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. It looks pretty cool, and I have half a mind. I took mine back. I didn't beat it. I got through maybe the first 4 or 5 hours and just said, "This is too much. I'm not going to be able to play this." So I took it back.
Yeah.
I'm very tempted to go get it just to play this.
Nah.
Like
Not
I don't.
unless you could find it somewhere for like $15.
I was just about to say I don't think it's like, oh, that means you should go buy the game. Like I'm just saying like I don't have time to play the whole thing, but I'm really interested in whatever this is. I might go play just this, but I don't know, whatever. It looked really cool. I don't know why.
I'm just really curious as to how like Ubisoft and like Square Enix got together and were like, let's make this crossover. So is there gonna be like a Final Fantasy 15 crossover into Assassin's Creed Origins?
Oh my god, if there was a Noctis outfit, I would lose my mind.
It's in Egypt. It's in ancient Egypt. Leave it alone.
You don't
Like,
know,
Assassin's
you don't know
Creed
what happened
is
in
on the-
ancient Egypt, Steven?
Yeah, maybe we're gonna meet like freaking Osiris is that his name? Osiris? Is that one of the Egyptian gods?
That's the Egyptian god of.
Wouldn't we'd meet Ra probably before we would meet him?
Osiris is the Egyptian god of rebirth.
Okay, so there's Osiris,
So,
Ra,
yes.
like Anubis. Yeah,
Anubis, yeah.
Yeah.
maybe we'll meet
Who
some of
knows?
them instead of getting to meet some of the Greek gods.
Noctis.
Well, I was gonna say Greek gods that we met in
Oh yeah, it's,
2 and over.
I doubt if they do anything with that, it'll be like Ra or
This is-
something.
This is Assassin's Creed chance. It's their chance to reset and redefine.
Yeah.
The last thing we need is them shoehorning in some kind of Final Fantasy crossover. Let them just let them try. Let them try to do what they came to do, and then maybe down the road do a little something. But just if I have like a main mission where I'm dressed as an emo Japanese teenager.
In ancient Egypt.
You're just wearing pants. You're not wearing a shirt.
I swear, if there was like a Noctis costume in the game or something, I would wear the crap out of that.
That looks so like off-putting.
I don't care. I would do it. That would be great.
It would have to come with the hair too.
Oh, God.
no
I don't
no
want the
sale for
hair.
me.
I don't want the hair. I want a
Right.
hood.
It comes
I
with
still
both.
want a hood, but I just want it to be like all black, all the other stuff. Oh,
I've seen some stuff from Gamescom from Assassin's Creed Origins, and like
it looks really good.
I'm not hyped for it, but once it price drops, I'll probably end up picking it up.
So,
I've pre-ordered it. I've pre-ordered it.
Pre-ordered.
I'm excited to play it, but you know, like Breath of the Wild, I watched every video I could find. I was just like, when can this game come out? I'm not doing that for Assassin's Creed. You know, like nothing is coming out right now that I'm like really doing that for.
Yeah. You know what I am doing that for? Freaking Monster Hunter.
yes,
You guys are both so
Yes.
excited about that.
I cannot
I've
wait
been-
to play it.
I've been watching some in-depth analysis of different weapons. I forget what channel does it, but they're at Gamescom right now.
Is it
and it just
Eric's?
looks so neat. What?
Eric's, I think is his name. It's like ARREKZ.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Looks so good.
I mean,
I watched the hunting horn today, and I watched the reveal of the hunting horn, and I thought, there's no way I'm going to use this stupid thing. It's just a bagpipe on a stick. But I'm kind of convinced that the hunting horn could be fun.
I think it is mostly if you like a support like role.
That's typically my play style too.
Yeah. But like, so I tried to play 3U on the Wii U with Jake.
Yeah, that didn't last very long.
We didn't get into it at all. And then I picked up 4U and played by myself and got pretty into it.
Yeah.
So I was like big into 4U on the 3DS by myself. And then World showed up. And I'm so glad that they're finally moving to consoles.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I can actually play with people, and because it looks better.
I like how you say consoles, like Wii U wasn't a console.
It was barely.
I know. I think it's funny.
But I'm so ready for it. It looks like so much fun, and I'm glad that I'm actually going to be able to play with people now.
I'm sorry.
And from what I've heard, like 3U started us off where like it was like go collect herbs, go kill 10 of these things and come back. And then like it just got really boring and repetitive like that. But 4U was kind of like straight into it, fighting the big monsters. And then from what I've heard from like people that are new to it and people that are veterans of the series, both have really enjoyed it.
That's good.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
It still has
Can't wait.
spring 2018 on it, which I'm assuming is March.
Mm-hmm.
But
It'll be March.
I'm ready.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to Chortle Cast this week. We do hope you have enjoyed it. Remember, you can comment. If you're watching on YouTube, you can leave us a comment. And you're already on chortlegames.com or youtube.com/c/chortlegames. You can leave us a comment. We'll respond. We're really good about that. Brody typically jumps on that before I even can. We also have an email address that you can catch us at. That's chortlecast@gmail.com. You can send us an email there. Leave us a topic you'd like to hear us talk about. Or if you just have a question or something like that, we'd love to answer any of those. You can let us know if you like the show. All that good stuff. You can also tweet us at ChortleGames on Twitter, and we'll tweet you back. But we'd love to hear your thoughts on everything we discussed this week.
Yeah.
Especially
And I do wanna
DC
say-
on crack, and
On
incest.
On Quack.
On quack. Quack on quack.
We do have a special message from our sponsors, Cubes. And they just want y'all to, they just want to let y'all know that if you send us your
I don't even know if I can keep any of this in. That all sounds so illegal. That was the worst sponsor ever. Steven, thanks for being a part again. It's always a pleasure having
Yeah,
you.
thanks.
we just
Thanks
want
for
to
letting me.
we just want to let everyone know that Steven was also a part of this plan.
What
What plan?
The sponsor plan.
No, it wasn't.
Nope,
No one knows
nope.
what the sponsor. I bleeped it because it was that bad.
But for real, thank you, Steven. You're always welcome on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yep.
Always a pleasure. I'll try not to force myself into the podcast.
No, please
too
force
often.
yourself anytime. We've got we've got some great content coming up for you this next week. Monday.
Force yourself on us anytime.
Monday, we've got more Fortnite with Miles. We do a encampment mission where we have to destroy several encampments. It's great. We talk about several movies. I'm trying to think of what it was. I just edited this last night.
I'm pretty sure I mistake a Nicolas Cage movie for a Chronicles of Narnia book.
Yes.
And I'm never gonna
Yes.
forgive myself.
Yes, and Steven and Miles yell at each other a lot, so it's always fun. It's a good episode. So watch that. And then Wednesday, actually, Wednesday, we're going to have our best of year one Chortle Games video. Because Tuesday is our 1 year anniversary, Brody,
Hell yeah.
of the channel,
Hell yeah.
buddy.
High five, Steven. You were
Good
there
one.
for a quarter of it.
A quarter, full quarter. So Wednesday,
quarter.
we're gonna do like
Yeah,
a
the
best
best
of highlights video thing. I don't know how long it's gonna be. I'm still not really sure the format I'm gonna go for. Probably it's gonna be similar to like Brody's birthday video that I did for him, where it was like a bunch of really funny like random things that we've said as kind of an intro, and then probably like my top 10 or like our top 10 moments from this year.
It's all just going to be clips from the episode Wednesday.
It'll be really good clips. It'll be Wednesday's episode. It'll just be clips of like stuff that we've done. So I don't know. It should be funny. So look forward to that. And then of course Friday we'll have another ChortleCast. So anyhow, all right.
Maybe with Steven. Maybe not. Who
Maybe
knows?
maybe with, maybe without. Who knows?
Maybe.
So
Tune in and find out.
You'll have to tune in and find out.
So
Friday.
if you're a person and your favorite part of the podcast is now Steven, make sure.
Leave it in a comment. Let us know. We'll make him do. We'll force him on us every week.
Oh my.
And on that note, we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
What the hell, Jake?